And in the Ashanti region, we're expecting 36,626 voters. In the Eastern region, 21,843 voters, which make up about 10.31% of the total register. In the Central region, we have 18,718 people who are expected to vote, making 8.84% of the total register. In the Western, 14,132 people expected to vote. If you go to the Volta region, you have 12,589 people who are expected to vote. In the Northern region, we have 12,206, which make up 5.76% of total register. In the Upper East, 8,588. In the Bono region, 7,871. Bono East, 7,840. Upper West, 6,876. Western North, 6,429. Oti region, 5,495. In the Ahafo region, 4,338. In the Savannah region, 4,155. Northeast, 3,654. And diaspora, 824, making up 0.39% of the total register. So in all, we have a grand total of 211,849 voters who are expected this morning to cast their ballot in the NPP presidential elections this morning.
Interesting.
Yeah. So Greater Accra has the most numbers, followed by Ashanti.
So
then
in excess of over 200,000 people are supposed to vote
this morning.
Wow, that's a significant number compared to the just about, because when Nanado was vying in 2007, right, he won with about 1,000 votes, right? The total was less than 10,000 or even 5,000 votes. So to see that between, in a space of 16 years, the Electoral College has been expanded this much, it makes it interesting how this pans out. Of course, we also bring a comparison between what the numbers look like now and 2023. But I don't know if you followed the suit at the Supreme Court by some leading members of the NPP. I don't know if they still are because of their past utterances. But of course, yes, I'm referring to Professor Frimpong Boateng and Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo. And of course, there was also the NDC's Dr. Christine Nyama, who serves on the EPA board. She's obviously a member of the NDC. But they raised issues around the delegate system, right? And it was surprising to hear them say that the current system makes it difficult for the ordinary party member to be a part of it, right? So I don't know how else they are suggesting that the Constitution or the court should mandate the NPP and the NDC to expand it further. Because I feel like if you are truly a neck-deep member of the party, right, you should be a delegate some way, somehow, because it's just too broad now, right? So you have to be a polling station executive or then a former national regional executive, regional coordinator, or a former appointee. Yeah. And to think that the president appoints in excess of about 5,000 people, this was a study done by CDD, right? So when a president wins power, he appoints a little over 5,000 people. And it was very significant in the previous administration because even persons who occupied positions like communications director, Ghana Gas, a role you would have expected that would be purely, a technocrat role, a purely civil service role, or it was appointed by the presidency or the executive. To be fair, we've seen same in this government too. So I want clarity on whether all of those people
make part of
constitute what they refer as, former appointees and all of that. But I'll see how that goes. We'll go to Ifia in the Western region. Now, the MP for this particular constituency is on the elections, the presidential elections committee. I'm referring to a member of parliament. His name is.
Yeah, the name escaped me.
But yeah, he's a member of the presidential elections Committee. Our correspondent in the region has the latest for us. Good morning and welcome to Breakfast Daily Weekend.
Well, good morning, Duncan.
Yes.
Currently, I'm here at the Asia conference, Western region. We know in the Western region we have 17 conferences who are actually all participating in this NPP's presidential delegate conference. And here in the Asia constituency, the exercise is actually taking place at the Asia Police Park, where 501 delegates are expected to cast their vote. The exercise actually kicked off exactly at 7 a.m. and we had about 50 police officers here to ensure security for the exercise. And as at 7:40 that I'm talking to you, we have no less than 50 people actually coming through to cast their ballot. But thankfully, we have the MP for it here, Honorable Isaac Boama, who just went through the exercise to tell us how he found the exercise and then his expectations. Chief, welcome to ChannelOne TV.
Thank you very much for having me.
Tell me, how has the exercise been for you so far?
So far, I'm very impressed with the turnout of the exercise. As you know, according to our plan, we are supposed to start at 7 a.m. And at exactly 7 a.m., we see the security were all ready. They have set up and voting next. If you look at the way it has been structured and arranged, there is everything to show that it will be a very peaceful voting exercise. And I'm very optimistic that at the end of the day, we have one of these peaceful, successful elections in the Patriotic Party.
But I'm over here at the police station, the Fair Police Park. How do you find the organization so far?
So far, so good. It looks very, very, very much in order, as you can see behind us. The way the EC have set up, where they have positioned the ballot box, the outer security, the middle security, and the inner security. Everything is working according to plan as the police have indicated to us. And so from here, I'll be trying to tour the other centers as a rep of the Presidential Elections Committee. If we get it all like I'm seeing here in the film, then we can assure ourselves that this will be one of the least peaceful enterprise.
We know prior to this exercise, we've had various groupings, including MPs, coming out to declare their support for a particular candidate. For you, I just saw you vote. Who did you vote for?
Let me keep that as a
Interesting. Akwesi, if you can hear me correctly, the member of parliament we know is a member of the Presidential Elections Committee, the body set up by the party to oversee and run this election. Now, please ask him. Yesterday on social media, spokesperson for the Kennedy Japan campaign on security intelligence posted or shared an update with the media on the transportation of electoral materials in private vehicles. As a Presidential Elections Committee member, has this come to his attention, and what will be his official response to this?
Well, so the issue is with, you being a member of the whole exercise, and what was put out yesterday by the member, one of the candidates, about the issue of, some payment of, people to polling station. What do you make of this?
Akwesi, hello, Akwesi.
It's to do with the transportation of materials.
It's to do with the transportation of electoral materials in private vehicles.
The issues of transportation of electoral materials in private vehicles. This is a concern that he raised about. Has it come to your notice, and what do you make of it?
No, it hasn't. But whether it is coming by a private means or a public means, the most important thing for me is, did we have security protecting the materials? Did we have agents there to follow through to make sure that the materials fit? And when they got here, did we get the seals to ensure that the ballot boxes are empty at the time of commencement of voting? Because the voting is happening at a center. And before it starts, the EC with the security and all of you, the media, are to ensure that everything is in place.
But anything will happen between the inspection at the departure point to the delivery point. Is that a protocol that, I mean, electoral matters to be transported via private vehicles? Is that a protocol?
We have left the entire process of the elections to the electoral commission. So conveniently, this is supposed to respond to it. I'm only trying to explain that whether it came by A means or B means, has it compromised the process? Has it compromised? Because the ballot boxes are serialized and agents have been privy to the serial numbers that have come into the system. And they are supposed to also supervise at the very inception how the ballot boxes are empty, the serial numbers have all been checked. And they are checked not at the departure end, but before commencement of the exercise. And so if at that point of commencement, you check the serial numbers that you've given, and there's been any compromise, then you have an issue.
But as a committee, would you want to investigate this and, I mean, asking questions at the EC for such a thing to happen?
Of course, once we have information about this, EC would have to just explain to us the circumstances upon which they couldn't get an official vehicle, but go through a private vehicle. So that can really clear our curiosity as to why it happened that way. But in terms of the integrity of the electoral process and the outcome that we envisage, nothing within the value chain has come to a conclusion that it can ever be compromised. And from what we see, I can't fathom how, in any reasonability, there will be a compromise to the exercise.
Well, that's the response of the member of the committee. He's saying that you don't see a serious issues with the sense on the arrival of the electoral materials. It is also a double check to see whether it was the same as at the point of departure. But they will still investigate it. They will be asking questions at the EC as to how this thing actually happened. And that is the situation here at the Efia Police Park in the Western region, where we're having a very smooth exercise so far. And we've been talking to the MP for Efia constituency, lawyer as a Wama, who just came through to vote.
All right. Akwesi, before you take leave of us, the police prior to this election also mentioned that 70 of their personnel, a minimum, were going to be stationed at each voting center. Per assessment, is that really the case?
Well, it is very much so. I mean, I've counted no less than 50. I think the last count that I did, it was about 51 police officers. They are very much here. In fact, if you look at around here, we don't have supporters. I mean, people who don't have a business in this exercise actually coming here. It is strictly the delegates who are coming here. That the huge number that you see over here are all police. The various identifiable groups over here. We have agents for all the candidates here. But if you look at the groupings that have a large number, it is the police officers. So there is adequate police protection or security over here at the police station.
All right, Akwesi, many thanks for that report. Now, I think we can go up north where our Northern Bureau Chief, Shawana Yusuf, is standing by to speak to us. Shawana, good morning. How are you doing?
Hey.
Hi, Shawana. Good morning.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Shawana. Can you hear us?
Yes, I know I can hear you. Good morning, Eno and Jude.
Good morning, Shawana. Right.
I can hear you loud and clear.
Perfect. Set the scene for us. What's happening? Where are you currently?
Okay, thank you so much, Eno. So currently, I'm located at the Tamale Jubilee Park, where it's assigned for the Tamale Central Constituency elections this morning. Here at the constituency, a total of about 922 people are expected to cast their ballots by close of day. But out of this number, 18 are deceased, so it has brought the number down to 904. Voting started at exactly 7:16 a.m. this morning, with the former Tamale Mayor Sule Salifu being the first to cast his ballots. Currently, as it stands, about 30 people have already cast their ballots, and voting is still ongoing. There is a long queue outside the perimeters, and people are taking turns, that's delegates are taking turns to come into the assigned area to be able to cast their ballot. So that is exactly what's happening here at the Tamale Central constituency at the Jubilee Park in Tamale.
Shawana, what's the security situation there like?
Thank you. And security is tight. As you can see on our screens, there are over 30 men in uniform here manning the elections, both women and men, trying to ensure that everything goes smoothly as planned. We have those who are in charge of the outer perimeter, ensuring that the queue is able to move as it's supposed to. And we have those who are assigned within the inner perimeters to also ensure that voting goes on smoothly. Fortunately for us, when we came here early in the morning, as around 6 a.m. to 6:30, deployment of police officers took place here at the Jubilee Park, with several men being deployed to other areas to man these elections and to ensure that nothing untoward happened. So for security is on top of issues, and from the last time we spoke to the Northern Regional Commander, he indicated that over 1,300 men were going to be deployed across the Northern region to man this particular primaries of the biggest opposition party.
All right, Shawana, thank you very much for that update. We'll come to you as and when there are more updates in the Northern region. Right, Jude, you were talking about the Electoral College and the expansion of the Electoral College of the NPP.
Yes, so my point is that I don't know how else Professor Frimpong Boateng and Dr. Nyahon Tamaklo want it expanded further. But I think that it looks big enough, right? And if you're a political party and you have over 200,000 people electing your candidate, it gives you a sense of bigger inclusion, you know, compared to previous times where in excess of about 5,000 people decided who led the political party. And of course, you get the sense that it is big it's like a bottom-up approach, right? So the base have the largest numbers as against the top.
It was expanded to include grassroots.
Exactly, because they do a lot of the hard work, right? They have a lot of concerns,
legitimacy.
Exactly.
And
so
reduce apathy.
And also to energize the base.
The bottom,
So it's reasons why the party will do that. Initially, in the 2023 primary, right, you will recall the super delegates, right? There'll be a first election where only the top brass of the party would vote. And of course, people raised issues because a lot of the time, when it is whittled down from whatever number, the choice of the higher ranked members of the party or the top brass of the party does not sometimes really reflect the base. And those are the people you expect to go out, those are the people you expect to go room to room, door to door, you know, posting flyers on electric poles. You know, we see them do that. To be very fair, you don't expect a former minister of state who has seen it all, probably done it all, to be holding campaign posters in town.
It would actually be nice to see them partake in certain things.
They won't do. They won't do. So we'll see how that goes. But Kennedy Japan has arrived at Asen Central. I'm sure to vote and would want to take some live scenes from there where our correspondent is engaging in. All right, so Kennedy Japan is there in your shot, as you can see, in a very happy mood, as it seems. Hopefully, we'll be bringing his audio to get, you know, the comments he's making. But he's been flanked with some of his supporters and party members, and it'll be interesting what his thoughts are and what he's saying to Akwesi Addo. But he looks quite happy.
Yeah,
and we'll be playing that pretty shortly.
Yes. He looks excited. He's talking back. Mostly when you go to him for interviews, especially, he would be a bit, you know.
See, there have been times I've seen him like
people will stop
push
you
back.
from
Exactly.
even talking to him. But today he looks happy and he's, you know, talking to Akwesi, which is nice to see. Very interesting.
Except that the gestures, right, are by people around him seem to suggest that campaigning is ongoing, and I think that flouts the regulations.
Oh, them lifting the...
Yeah. And you can, some of them, initially you could see them singing. But I like the fact that he looks in a happy mood. Clearly, a lot has been said about uniting the party in the aftermath of the election.
Yeah. I don't think there'll be repetition of what happened in 2023. We hope it doesn't happen. And we've all done our job well to prevent rigging and everything. So I expect a fair contest.
At some point of the campaign, it got a bit hotter and tighter. After these polls, if you emerge as victorious or otherwise, what is the assurance that the party would be able to come back together, form a unified front, and then go into battle in 2028?
I don't think it's an issue, because we're all going to come together as one party and work. So there shouldn't be a problem at all. And you should, as for contest, you should expect that sometimes it gets very tough and certain words are used which are not palatable, but hey, you have to take it as it is. And that doesn't mean you should go out of the party. So I hope if I'm the winner, I will be able to bring the party together.
Some delegates are done voting, others are yet to. What would be your message, particularly to those who are yet to hit the voting centers?
Well, all I'll say, they should vote number one. And with what I've seen here, I hope it's everywhere. So far, so good. Yeah.
Yesterday, I did speak to the team in Autu Senya East. They were raising some concerns about the manner in which the voter roll has been put together. Have you had any feedback from them? Has those challenges been resolved yet?
So far, I'm not aware of what you're saying, but I'll cross-check and see. I don't expect any violence. I mean, if you look at the number of police here and everything, yeah, we're praying. We're praying.
Thank you very much, and we wish you well.
Okay. Thank you.
In your short, Kennedy Japan speaking to our correspondent, Akwesi, a name after which he just went straight into the car, presumably to tour other places. He raises some important... Akwesi Ado, sorry. Akwesi Ado. Right. He raises some important points, right? So yes, he talks about the fact that he... of course, expects the process to go on smoothly. He also talks about the fact that in a contest of this nature, it is not possible hard words or harsh words won't be used, right? So he's like, of course, things will be said. But what's important is that after they've been said, we need to just rally together.
In the unity after the polls.
It's very important.
It's very important for them to be united and face the general elections that they so graciously want to win. And we've been told that he cast his polls already.
Absolutely.
At that voting center. So
yeah. And he also spoke about the fact that it's important that the party would unite, like you've rightly said. A question was posed to him on issues being raised with the electoral roll in the Autu Senya East by his camp, and he said that hasn't gotten to his notice yet, so he'd go back and check what the issues are. And I think one important point he raised was that he was going to accept the result,
whatever it may be,
even though he's confident that he would win. So those are the words of Kennedy Japan. We'll see how it goes. 2023, I'm sure you remember will show down, He said that he doesn't expect any of
that to happen. And he also doesn't expect violence to happen in any part of the country.
Absolutely.
Right. So Charles Osukumi, one of our colleagues here at ChannelOne TV, is standing by in the Clote Colleague constituency. Charles, good morning and welcome. How are you doing?
Good morning, and I'm well. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Paint a picture of where you are. How's the voting going?
Well, I'm currently at YMCA within the Clote constituency. This is the center set up for delegates within this constituency. We're expecting about 1,183 delegates to come and vote at these two polling centers, stations that have been set up here in this particular center. At my last count, at about 60 people had already voted. So at this pace, we expect that by the 2 p.m. deadline, everybody should have voted. Unfortunately for us, unlike in Asin Central, none of the presidential candidates are expected to vote in this constituency, but you have all the other categories of electoral of delegates within this particular election also coming here to vote. Now, I'll show you just the setup here. So, unlike in 2023, they have moved the voting queue a bit further from the polling station. So, it's about 50 meters. You can see over there. What they've done is that, so there's this checkpoint with an AC official who will then check your accreditation if indeed you have the validation to come in and vote. And they are coming in batches of 5. So at every point in time, 5 people would be allowed to come inside the inner perimeter and then vote in these two polling stations. So the polling stations are for delegates from the Adabraka side and then the Osu side of this constituency. Mind you, in 2023, Dr. Bawumia, who is contesting again, won this constituency quite massively, difference of about 500 votes. His closest contender, of course, Kennedy Japan, came in second in this particular constituency. This is the constituency of Ninoy Norte, who unfortunately is having some issues in the United States regarding some domestic violence issues. He was the parliamentary candidate for this constituency in the 2024 election. He was one of the key supporters of Dr. Bawumia within this constituency. So the dynamics, we don't know how that would affect the dynamics of this particular election. He was a stalwart for Dr. Bawumia. Whether his issues now would in any way affect how they're able to mobilize the support for Dr. Bawumia. But some of the people who have been parts of the Bawumia campaign, I've seen them around in these areas, trying to, engage a few people. We know that it's illegal to do campaigning at this point, but they're just talking to the delegates as they come in, whether they're campaigning or not. That is for our viewers to judge. But yeah, it's been a peaceful exercise. We've not had any issues yet. A massive police presence. The IGP promised that about 70 police officers will be stationed at every voting center. We've seen police officers right from the entrance of the YMCA compound. We have police officers stationed there. And then when you're allowed inside, you have police officers also manning various points of this particular voting center. So security is tight. The voters are comporting themselves, following the orders of the police officers who are here trying to make sure that there is absolute calm. In 2023, there were no issues. Voting was quite peaceful here, so we expect a similar outcome here today. All
right, Charles. Have you been able to speak to any of the delegates who have voted, and what have they been telling you, if you have?
Well, it's just a sense of calm among the delegates. Well, most of them, the people that I've engaged, they tell me that they are Bawumia's people. Like I mentioned, this was a massive Bawumia win in 2023. Right. So I've seen just one of them just coming out of the voting area. She just cast a ballot. You don't want to talk to us? Okay, that's all right. she doesn't want to engage us, but I just wanted to ask her if the process, if it was as smooth as we see it. The NPP, they have said that anybody who would take a photograph of their vote would face sanctions. So that is one of the key things the police officers have been asked to observe here. And so far, we've not noticed anybody or seen anybody take out their mobile phones and take photographs of their votes yet. Someone just finished voting. Hopefully, she will be prepared to speak to us. Good morning, ma. How are you?
Fine.
Okay, my name is Charles. What's your name?
Sophia.
Okay. What role do you play in this constituency? It's okay. Like you're an executive. So what exactly do you do? The executive. Then
Me
okay, it's fine. It's fine. What to Barry? Net is saying, how is the process? You can speak down. Can cry.
Matu ababa mawe fine high com na peaceful no fear not no fine no fear not no fine no go back
no fear no fine. Okay, so if we have aside adabraka na osu if we osu okay it's osu for no one ebe winning
osu for no well,
I actually expected that. So, okay, so this one also just voted. Hello, sir. Patriotic Party.
Prince Kakari.
Prince. Constituency, Robin, our player. Executive.
Executive.
Executive, like ODN now, electoral area coordinator, and say.
My coordinator, my number one, Domano, Vazakotua, Bana, Equivisa.
And abano process no film net or saying a chair. I mean, how did it go?
Oh, Anche, Oba simple, how to Yanako, baby. Symbiano.
It's too free at the Raka side and answer also. Okay. Can I ask you who you voted for, or I should?
Oh, and then the chairs.
Well, it's a secret ballot. He wants to keep it that way. Hello, sir. Okay. Well, he doesn't want. Hey, chairman. So, the.
Right.
Greater Accra Regional Chairman for the NPP and Divine now go home.
Coming to cast my vote.
Yeah, he is here to vote. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. It's been a peaceful process so far, as we have observed. I can imagine that you're happy that everything is going on well here.
I am, as well as you, and we want to thank all the stakeholders, including the media. I think so far it's been good. Driving to this place, I was listening to your station, and I think that the report coming in suggests everything is going smoothly. We pray that it will end like that.
Okay, so we're expecting about 1,183 people to vote. At my last count, about 60 have voted. So, I mean, at that pace, we expect that at 2 o'clock, everybody would have voted.
Same appears to be the situation even across the country. If you listen to what's happening from the other regions, everything suggests that it's going smoothly. You know, this is a process that we've been through several times, and we understand how it works quite well. So, it's like doing what you are already used to. And the Presidential Elections Committee, the PEC, I think they've done a very good job. Education has gone on very well. They've tried very hard to make sure that the process is well explained and understood by the delegates. And there is an eternal affair. We are hoping that we'll be able to end it smoothly.
Yeah. The management of security, your party raised issues about suspicions of national security deploying people to come and cause mayhem or whatever. We've not seen anything like that here, only police officers, uniformed police officers. You must be happy with that also.
I'm happy you say uniformed police officers. We are very confident that if the police decide to do their work, we all know Ghana police. If they decide to do their work, you can be sure they will deliver. However, we are waiting to end the process to be able to tell whether what we expect of them, they've been able to do just that. However, if you are talking about the national security, I'm sure it will be a bit premature to say that they are not here, because you will not see them in uniform unless you already know them in person, and you can say that this person is a national security personnel. Driving to this place, I saw some unusual movement of some uniform personalities on motorbikes, and I was asking myself, they were in some kind of brownish military attire, and they look quite aggressive. They saw my vehicle and they were looking at me questionably. I stopped for a moment. I was like, who are these people? You see, so I cannot for now say that the national security are not around. They will come in a different form. Probably you and I may not be able to identify them, but definitely the intention will be to do something that may mar the peaceful process that we are seeing so far. But if we are leaving it entirely in the hands of the police, and as I said earlier, the police deciding to do what they have promised us, I think the process will be fine.
You are trusting the police to do a good job?
Oh, yeah. That's it. The party, we've made our position very clear. We said we want only the police to, provide security. And so far, it's been good. We are praying that it will end like that.
Okay. So after today, there are questions about how the party will come together and unite for 2028. Some of the commentary during this campaigning period, you and I will admit that some have been very, very, very terrible. How will the party put all that behind the NPP and unite for 2028?
Well, National Council taking a decision to, have the presidential primaries early was informed by this anticipated, conduct of some of these aspirants. All right, so we having the process early enough to enable us sufficient time to be able to heal. Mind you, today is 31st of January, and we have the rest of the year. So if you look at 2026, we also have 2027, and then 2028, where most likely, constitutionally, we'll be having general elections. We have about 3 years to be able to, heal. So we are only praying that, considering the effort the Presidential Elections Committee has put in to ensure that the process has been transparent, all the aspirants have been given fair space to participate in the process. All the major decisions that have been taken that has brought us this far, the aspirants were all involved. They were all involved in arriving at the decision that has brought us to where we are now. And we pray that the outcome will also be such that we will all accept it. That's why they were made to sign the peace pact, and we pray it will be so. If it is like that, then healing the party becomes very, very easy.
Okay. I'll leave it to go and vote, but just that, unrelated to this one, your colleagues on the other side of the political aisle, the NDC, they'll be holding their national executive election in December. But their general secretary says, if you want to contest that election and you are a government appointee, you must resign. What do you make of that?
Well, it is just to give, a fair playing field to every potential aspirant. I'm sure from where I stand, that's the way I will see it. Because if you are in government, you are entitled to some benefits. For example, you may be having access to government vehicle, government fuel, and if you are going into a contest with somebody who is not having, that advantage, then you are actually in a poor position to have an undue advantage over the person. So probably that's what he would be looking at. So if you look at it, it makes political sense. Well, we tried it during our time. We tried it. That's why we were saying that if you are even in a party management position, if you are within the structures and you want to, as it were, contest for a position, you must recuse yourself. The thinking is to ensure that you don't take undue advantage of the process. So I think it's okay. We wish them well.
Right. I wish you well too today. I wish the NPP well. All right, that was the Greater Accra Regional Chairman of the NPP, Divine Agohom. We'll be here keeping tabs on issues here and then reporting to you as and when.
All right, thank you so much for your time, Charles Owusu-Kumi, who is at the YMCA voting center in the Korle-Klottey constituency. And you heard him speak to the regional chairman of the NPP for the Greater Accra region, Divine Agohum. We'll move to the Ashanti region, one of the few constituencies. The sitting member of parliament for the area in the region is not on the ticket of the NPP, and I'm referring to the Asawase constituency. Good morning and welcome to Breakfast Daily Weekend. This is the NPP coverage, the NPP presidential primary coverage. What is the situation in Asawase, and what else can you report for us?
Well, so delegates are coming in their numbers to cast their ballots. Some have already cast their ballot and they are moving away. So the police is ensuring that all the security protocols are being observed. So delegates who come in and they are taken through the necessary checks and they are done voting, they are allowed to go outside of the area. So this area is a park that is being developed and the place has been cordoned off. This is a school park actually. It has been cordoned off. So the centers are located inside the park. You can see behind me, and the centers have been split into two. So because the numbers are huge, we have about 1,100 delegates who are expected to participate or vote in this election. So delegates who are done voting, they are allowed to go out. The security officers here, the police officers here are ensuring that there's order here, so that when you are done voting, you are made to go outside of the voting center. So later, when the counting and the declaration is going to be done, then they can be allowed to come back. But for those who have already cast their ballot, they are still hanging around and trying to observe the process. But others are coming in. A while ago, we saw the Ashanti Regional Director of the Electoral Commission. She has been going around the areas to monitor the situation, and she has also been interacting with her officers who have been deployed at the various stations to find out from them what challenges and what can be done. But so far, we've not heard of any issue. Police officers are here stationed around the voting center. Others are stationed here at the main entrance. If you don't have business here, you are not allowed here. Even with the media, there's strict check. They have to go through your accreditation card to ensure you are accredited to cover this election. So far, so good. That is what is happening here in the Aswansi constituency.
Do we know of any big wigs within the party who are voting in the Ashanti region? Can you just share with us if you've actually even seen some of them so far?
Well, so we know about the former education minister, the member of parliament for the Bosunchi constituency. He's also one of the contenders in this election, Dr. Yaosei Duchum. He'll be voting in his constituency, in the Bosunchi constituency. And he is the one of the key people are looking up to, because he is in this race. So definitely he is being looked to. But so far we don't know about other big wigs who will be voting, except that the members of parliament whose constituencies are in the Ashanti region. Talk of the deputy majority leader, talk of the other key leadership of the party in parliament who will be voting within the constituency.
Yes. Hafiz, we also in Accra, we know that the national headquarters of the party is where some former appointees, council of elders, and the likes will be voting. In the Ashanti region, do you have a designated area like that for, because of course we know that the NPP in the Ashanti region is big, right? So is there a designated space or voting center for council of elders, members, and other high-ranking party officials?
Yes, exactly. So in the Ashanti region, it's been done at the St. Anne's Voting Center, located in the Menchia South constituency. That is where we are told all the regional executives and other top leadership of the party will be casting their ballots.
Interesting. Thank you so much for your time this morning. Hafiz Tijani, our man on the ground in the Ashanti region, giving us up to speed, particularly at the Asawase constituency. We go up north to the northern region proper, and our correspondent, the Mohammed Alabira, is stationed at Bimbila constituency to give us some updates on happenings there. Good morning, Alabira, and welcome to NPP Decides right here on ChannelOne TV. Hello, Alabira. So your shots are actually live sites.
Hello.
Yes. Good morning and welcome to our coverage of NPP Decides.
Thank you. Good morning, please.
What's the update? What can you report with regards to voting in
Can you hear me?
Yes, you're loud and clear. Please go on.
Yeah, yes, currently voting is ongoing smoothly and everybody is peaceful here. There is so much peace at the Bimbila Center here. Security is very tight and voting is going on smoothly, please.
Are there any, we know that's the constituency for the former defense minister, Honorable Dominic Nitiwo. Have you seen him? Have you seen any other party bigwig in the area who have already voted or in the process of voting?
Yes, it is the constituency of the former defense minister, Honorable Nitiwo. Currently, he hasn't voted, but the former Northern Regional Minister, Honorable Sanko Said, he has voted and he's just leaving the center right now.
Interesting. The police told us that 70 personnel are stationed across all voting centers, right, to offer security for the process. Is that a case in Bimbila and generally in the northern region?
Yes, in Bimbila, the security is very tight. The police, they are here in their numbers and everywhere. Just right behind me is a place, it is said that before you go in to vote, you have to put your phone down. It is, the police, they are there to ensure that no voter goes in there with their mobile phones. So security is very tight here. Just that initially, there was some concerns raised by some agents here. I mean, the agents of Bernard Acheampong and Kennedy Acheampong. They raised concerns with regard to the voting pattern here, how the voting arrangements are done here. Their concerns, the arrangements are that, in Bimbila here, about 944 delegates are expected to vote. And because of the numbers, the separation is done. There are two stations where the delegates come to check their biometrics before going to vote. So in Bimbila communities, they have a place where they will come to vote. Which is right behind me here, and then the other side is for the communities. So initially, the concerns raised by the agents were that what has been done is a ploy to determine who the Bimbila people will be voting for in the end. The ballot is sorted and counted. They will know, the Bimbila people, this was the candidate they voted for and other. So that was the concern raised by the two. The general officer, he actually offered an explanation to them that it is because of the numbers that they've done that, and in the end, the ballots will be put together, and nobody can tell that this ballot was voted by this person. And again, what he explained, or the explanation he gave was that the serial numbers of the ballot papers, they are of different numbers. Like if I am coming to vote for number 1, the serial number on my ballot will be different from the person voting before after me. So there is no way that can be determined. Yeah, I have the electoral officer here. Maybe he would like to share more lights on that for me, please. Hello, sir. Hello, please. We are live on ChannelOne TV. Yes. Initially, the people were raising issues that the arrangements done here wasn't right. What explanation do you give to that?
I said that the arrangement is expected to facilitate the process so that we don't overstay. You know, we are closing at 2 p.m. And so we are doing things that will help us to go through the process quickly and fairly. And there's no way we are going to compromise the secrecy of the ballots. And so at the end of the day, the 2 ballot boxes will be put together and then the ballot will be sorted out. So nobody will be able to know which area voted for candidate A or candidate B. And so it is also not true that the entire Center A are people from Bimbila Township, because we have people coming from other areas as well, like Bakaba, Lanja, they are also part. And so there's no cause for alarm.
Yeah, so now I can see that voting is smoothly ongoing. Yes. Is everything resolved?
Yes, everything has been resolved. You see, everything is calm now. You can see there's no problem at all. Yes.
And so far, how many people voted right now?
This time, I think we'll get a number to the range of around 45, 50.
45, 50.
Yes.
Yes. And you think by the time 2 p.m., everybody will have voted?
We trust so. Once you are the center, remember, once you are the center before 2 p.m., you'll be given opportunity to vote. Nobody will be denied the chance to vote. So that is it.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. So, boss, you've heard from the electoral officer or the municipal electoral officer. He has just given us the assurance as to what is being done here right now. I can still see that Bimbila, the queue is very long. They are still there. But those from the communities, they haven't come yet. Definitely, they will come later in the day. And that is exactly what is going on here, please.
Interesting. Thank you so much for your time, Alabira. Thank you for your coverage. Keep following the issues. We'll come back to you when you have any other updates for us. And also, it seems it's generally peaceful, right?
Yes.
And this is what we hope for. This is what we've been calling for. Long may it remain from now till 2 p.m. when voting would officially end.
I have some analysis from the 2023 NPP presidential elections. And a bit of it, the key takeaway from the Greater Accra region was that Ken nearly flipped the capital because his grassroots appeal was strongest. And so that was what happened.
In the 2023 election.
2023.
So he lost Accra, but it was close enough.
Yes, yes. Wow. So it's, I think, 52.2% for Baumia and 47.5% for Ken.
Oh, significant.
Very significant. And in the Ashanti region, although Baumia won, he dominated the party's base, but 12,000 votes was recorded for Ken.
So Baumia won Ashanti as well.
Yes.
But Ken still had a strong show.
Yes.
Now, all of this is at a time when the perceived establishment candidate was Baumia.
Exactly.
You know, and at the time he didn't have a lot of his supporters, or he didn't have a lot of the people who've shown support for his campaign in this election support him back then, right? I'm referring to persons like Nato Shiado.
Yeah.
She was staunch Baumia. At the point her name even came up for running mate, right? But all of a sudden, when this campaign peaked, we saw her and some other finance people. And for me, it's been interesting how a significant number of former finance ministers in the NPP administration from 2017 to 2024 were all seemingly supporting Baumia, Kennedy. So I'm referring to Kwesi Kweku Kwating, who was a former deputy finance minister. I'm referring to Honorable Dr. Stephen Amwa, Member of Parliament for Nshaiso. I'm referring to Dr. Alex Ampabeng, who came in Latter-day Saints, latter day, and also supported Kennedy. I'm referring to Abnas Osei-Asare. And she's particularly interesting because in 2023, before Alan left to form the movement of change, she supported Alan, right? So it's like she is anti-Baumia because for 2 election cycles,
She has not supported Bawumia in any
not supported
shape, form,
Bawumia, and
way.
you should hear her speak on the campaign, you know, and on the media as to why she supports, you know, she's very fierce in her support for Kennedy. And of course, there's also, he wasn't really a finance minister, but he was chair of the finance committee, and I'm referring to Honorable, he was former member of parliament for New Jabin. His name skipped me, I think, Seth, right? Yeah. You know, so there's a, but for Ken Oforiatta, who, by the way, is, you know, the troubles, right?
Yeah.
And I don't even know who he would have supported in this race. I don't want to make a guess. And of course, member of parliament for Karaga, Adam, he's the only one who is supporting Bawumia. Of course, John Kumar will pass. So it's interesting how a significant number of former finance ministers, both substantive and deputy, are all with Kennedy. What have they seen about the economic management or finance management of Bawumia that doesn't make it appealing? Of course, Kweku Kwatin was on the point of view, Bernard. That question was asked, and he said that it was time for a disruptor. As to whether the party in its generality is ready for that kind of disruptor, we'll see by the end of the day when the results is announced. But which other analysis do you have for us?
So in the northern region, Bawumia won it fair and square. Both northern and northeast, he won it fair and square. So I don't know if this time around Ken has been able to, you know, turn the tides of the elections in his favor as to whether or not, you know, he will be able to make inroads in the north, because in the north, he won 4.4% of the votes as to Bawumia's 95%.
Oh, I think that's
a very
overwhelming, right? That's
overwhelming
a landslide.
majority for Bawumia.
The north is for Bawumia. Yes. I think that statement was made clear.
That was in 2023, yes, and 95.5% in northeast, as at 1.3% for Kennedy Japan. 95.5%.
That's again the home region of Dr. Bawumia.
Yes, overwhelmingly.
So,
yeah. And the only region that Kennedy Japan won was the central region, where
also
he won
54.9%
of the votes cast, as against Bawumia's 33.3%. And exactly, so he won his home region comfortably.
Wow. Interesting analysis. Thank you, Eno.
Right.
We'll go to Dome Kwabenya. That's also a very interesting constituency, right? You remember the whole issues around where is our member of parliament, you know, and the whole TikTok videos. Of course, now the seat belongs to the National Democratic Congress. Ejubi is on the line to give us updates on happenings in the area. Good morning and welcome to NPP Decides.
Hello, Jude. So I'm currently at the Atomic Park Polling Center, and voting here began at 7:05 a.m. And the process, when it comes to the voting, is going on well, according to the Electoral Commission Director here, that is Mr. Kofi Annan. He's saying that 1,815 delegates are expected to cast their ballots here at the polling center. It's being divided into two zones. We have the A and then the B, which has been spread across the 12 electoral areas that we have in the Dome Kwabenya constituency. However, the delegates here are not pleased with the pace at which the voting process is going. As you can see on my right, you can see a number of people in queues trying to cast their ballot, and that's not the only side. This other side is also choked as well, and they are all here. They came very early. They are trying to just cast their ballot, but they are not happy with the pace as it is going. Some of the delegates that I have engaged are saying that the DC officials did not do their job properly when it comes to the zoning, because at Zone A, they have the Aboko B, Hacho, Atomic, and then at Zone B, they have Kwabenya and other electoral areas. All they are saying is that when you go to Zone A, you are part of the Hacho, Atomic electoral areas, you are supposed to vote there. You realize that your name is not in that list, which is the designation that the Electoral Commission has given you, which means that you have to go to the B section of the polling station to cast your ballot. However, the movement is what is causing the confusion, and that is what is making people complain a lot, because they perceive it to be people crossing lines while I am in the line, I came at 5 a.m. I am still trying to cast my ballot, but you are trying to cross me and then go and cast your ballot, and they are not having that agreement. And that's causing a lot of argument over here from the people that I have already engaged. However, we have security officers over here from the police, and then the EC officials. They are trying to restore calm and ensure them that some of these issues are going to be rectified and the process will continue smoothly.
All right, Ajibi, thank you for your report. We'll come back to you as and when there are more updates for us. Double Kwamenya is one of the biggest constituencies in the country, if not the biggest, right? So we expect a lot of updates from it. We go to Tema West. Fauzu Masawudu is our man on the ground there. Good morning and welcome to NPP Decides here on Channel One TV. Fauzu.
Hi, good morning, Jude. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. What's the update in the Tema West area?
Well, Jude, we'll go into the nitty-gritties of the question you just asked me, but I'm coming to you live from the Star KG Preparatory School here in the Tema West constituency. And guess who just arrived to cast her ballot? Former member of parliament for the constituency. We know that she's also served, in previous administration, including a former deputy foreign affairs minister and what have you. Madam Irene Natoshi Ado is here. Madam, good morning. You're live on Channel One television.
Good morning. I wasn't deputy foreign minister. I was deputy ambassador of Ghana to the US.
To the US, yeah. Deputy So, Madam, tell us about, what will be your own assessment so far of the process?
So far, the process is looking very well. I think the police have done a good job, Electoral Commission, the delegates themselves, everybody has comported, and I'm really excited. It's looking very good.
You just cast your ballot?
Yes, I just cast my ballot.
Run me through your own experience going through it.
Oh, it was easy because I've been an MP before and all that, so I had the protocol and I passed through. They looked at my ID. I know, and the people looking at my ID knew me, but it was a good thing that they looked at the ID again, and then they tore the paper. One showed it out, and then I went to cast and put it in. It's really nice.
You in the previous presidential primary, you threw your weight heavily behind former Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. But this time, we are seeing you fronting the campaign of Honorable Kennedy Agyapong. Why that decision to change or switch sides?
The elections are different. Elections 2024 is different from 2028. So you don't have to vote for the same person. Circumstances may change, personalities may change. The party in power, the way they will be behaving, would advise you on which candidate can fight them for 28. So I think I took all of that into consideration and chose Ken.
And you think that Kennedy Agyapong is the right person to win power for the NPP come 2028?
That's what I think, and that's what I know, and that's what I believe.
Madam, Honorable Natoshi, you are an influential figure politically in the constituency, if you like. You are supporting Honorable Kennedy Agyapong. The constituency chairman is also supporting Kennedy Agyapong. Do you think that with these forces supporting him, it's enough to conclude that Tema West, Kennedy Agyapong can shield Tema West in this presidential primary?
It's not enough, no. And I haven't been around in a long time. Okay. And there's been a former MP before me, or after me. Carlos has also been,
yes.
Exactly. And I haven't done too much work in Tema West, so I can't say that. But what I can say is that the delegates know the ground. They know who people are asking for. They know all the contestants. Whoever they choose is okay by me.
Okay. Honorable, before you go, just a quick one. There's been claims out there that you are a possible candidate of running mate for Kennedy Agyapong should he win this presidential primary. Is that the case?
Well, like you said, possible. And I don't know. We haven't discussed that. But if I am, what do you think?
No, you tell me.
Or what do you think?
So if you were offered the job of running mate for Kennedy Agyapong, should he win this presidential primary, would you accept it?
If my people think I'm capable, it's not just going to be about me. It's going to be about my constituency that I've led, the whole of the NPP and other influential people. If they think I'm capable, because you never know your strength. But if they think I'm capable, I think I'm ready to serve the country, and I'll give up my life for the country.
For the new Patriotic Party, what will be a successful presidential primary for you at the end of the day?
No fighting. The process being as smooth as it is now. We elect our presidential candidate. He brings all of us together. We're ready to go.
Okay. Thank you very much, Madam Irena Toshi Ado. Yes. So yes. So we would also want to engage the chairman for the constituency. Chairman, live on Channel One Television. I spoke to you earlier, but I also want to find out from you really quickly. You have been on the ground since the commencement of polls. What will be your own assessment and any observations that you have made so far?
I think it's been good, and what has impressed me so much is the security presence, because there has been so much tension, and the way the police has carried themselves, so impressed. And I think I will take Yowonu for his word that his men are going to make sure. Myself as chairman, the police is pushing me to be law-abiding. So I think I'm proud of how Mr. Yowonu's men have carried themselves. It's good. I say kudos to them.
Chairman, this is Tema West. You are supporting Honorable Kennedy Japan. To what extent should he count on you?
When everybody who matter in Tema West was supporting the other candidate, I beat them to the game. Now I have the Honorable Natoshi, very powerful, influential person. When she enters here, you saw the standing ovation that greeted her. For me, I don't see why today Kennedy should not win more than 70% of the votes. I will be very surprised if he doesn't make anything close to 70%.
What has been your own strategy in ensuring that you get delegates on your side to come here to vote for?
I've been telling them the truth. Now, in this game, it's perception driven. Somebody can say you're a thief, then you become a thief. Kennedy, in the minds of the people, is a truthful person. He says it as it is. He looks into the eyes of power and says it as it is. That's what I've been telling them. Delegates have been complaining. We followed this party for long. We didn't get anything. This man started saying this. Let's hear a party for. Let's look at. He's been crying their cry. So I have told him that this is the time. If you reward Kennedy, it means that one day when they hard work will be rewarded. So the powers will reward Kennedy. Because Kennedy has fought their fight. Which of the fight that they are hanging Kennedy's throat, that is his own fight. Many of them are party people's fight. And us, this, that. If you're just a nigga, did they come to attack him? No. Kennedy becomes so emotional when you attack the NPP. And NPP delegates didn't go to vote because they knew we didn't treat them well. And I think that Mr. Kennedy is the man for the
Okay, Chairman, before you go, beyond the conviction of you wanting to vote for your candidate or not, what motivation are you giving to delegates? In previous election, we've seen people providing transportations, food. Are you doing
for Honorable Kennedy? Delegates see this as a reward for the good jobs he has done. So the motivation is that the local man, the local champion, the people's man is contesting, and we need to be able to go and applaud him.
Okay, well, thank you so much. So that is the chairman for the new Patriotic Party in Tema West, who is also supporting Kennedy Japan. I also want to engage the municipal electoral officer manning affairs on the ground here, John Nunu. Mr. John Nunu, you are live on Channel One Television. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Tell me about the process so far. How many How many delegates are expected to cast their ballot here, and how many have done so far?
Thank you very much. Tema West, we are expecting 1,401 delegates, and we have 2 polling centers, Center A and B. Center A, we have 620, and Center B, we have 780. As at 8 a.m., about 91 people have cast their ballot. So far, the process is going on smoothly. The delegates have formed their queue, 2 queues, one for Center A and one for Center B. The security officials are also on the ground, and so far we have not recorded any incident.
Okay, looking at the turnout so far, would you conclude that it's been impressive or otherwise, even before 2 p.m. when polls are expected to close?
Oh, the turnout, we are expecting it to be very high, because a lot of the delegates are already in the queue, and looking at the things, how things are moving, we expect high voter turnout.
Mr. Nunu, there are 2 stations here, but we also see some partitions. People are in queue, they get to some points, they are checked, and then they proceed to the inner perimeter where they are expected to cast their ballots. Run us by it.
Yes, we have a queue controller helping to direct delegates to first of all identify where they are going to vote, and so when we get there, your phones, anything will be kept at the entrance. Then you'll be directed to where you are supposed to vote, and when you get to the first table, which is table for Center A, your name will be checked. The inker is there to make sure that your left little finger is tinted with indelible ink. Then the ballot issuer will issue the ballot to you. Then you will be directed to go to the booth and cast your ballot.
Has there been any peculiar challenge so far?
No, so far we've not had any challenge. Everything is fine.
So a while ago, we also saw that someone rushed into a vehicle and then police, escorting that person away. What really was that?
I don't have any idea because from where we are and where the incident happened, I don't have any.
Fine details.
Yes,
about that. Okay. And so far, have you had any cases of missing names in the voter roll? What have you?
We've had 1 or 2. They come with their ID card, insisting that their names are in the register, but when we scan through the register, we cannot find their names in. So we refer them to the chairman or whoever is in charge to sort the issue out.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Nunu. We'll be here to engage you as and when necessary. Okay, right. Jude and Eno in the studio. I'm coming to you live from the Star KG Preparatory School here at the Tema West constituency. We'll be going closer to engage some of the delegates who have been waiting in queues to exercise their franchise in this crucial presidential primary for the country's major opposition party, the New Patriotic Party. Earlier we spoke to Madam Irina Toshi Ado, who we all know has been throwing her weight behind Kennedy Japan, who is a front runner in this presidential primary. But I want to engage them. Good morning, sir. I would like to engage you briefly, and you are live on ChannelOne TV.
Thank you.
Yes, please, your name.
Salasi.
Obviously, you are a delegate.
Yes, please.
Yes. How long have you been waiting in the queue?
Oh, I just came.
You just came. Yeah. Tell me, why is this exercise important for you as a member of the New Patriotic Party and a delegate for that matter?
This is our future. I am here to exercise my rights in the future. Okay. For the past 8 years, we've been in power. Nothing really happened. Okay. And then the top hierarchies, they were moderating with the grassroots. So this is our time to exercise our rights, to show them what they did to us, we are going to pay them back. Yeah.
Which is the top hierarchy of the New Patriotic Party?
Yes.
So this is a payback time for you?
Yes, please. For me, it's a payback time to show them what they did. Anytime we elect them, when they come, they make promises. The moment they have the power, nothing. They don't even take care of us. They don't watch us, nothing. So this is the time. They always tell us we are the Isiahene. You will give them the position, and when they get there, they forget about we. They start grabbing with their 2 hands. This is the time.
So who are you voting for?
Kennedy or in Japan. I don't hide my things. Straight 100%. I'm for Ken.
You think that Ken is the right person to address some of these concerns you have enumerated?
Yes, please. And then not only the NPP inside Ghana. He's the best candidate to help Ghana.
Right. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you so much. I will be speaking to some more delegates, but I also want to engage the commander on duty here. Good morning, sir. You are live on ChannelOne television. Please, your full name.
Thank you very much. My name is Superintendent Ebenezer Tete. Okay. I'm the supervising officer for this particular constituency, Tema West.
Okay. Security. We see heavy security presence here. So far, so good.
Yeah, so far so good. So far so good. It's been so far so orderly, calm, and good. Our aim is always to de-escalate. So we are talking to the delegates here who have finished voting to quietly exit the compound where the voting is taking place so that we will not have any congestion here. As you can see, we have also deployed heavily here, both uniform and plainclothes officers who you cannot see with your naked eye, but they are here in their numbers. We have teams for the inner, middle, and outer perimeter, and they have been given specific instructions. And so far, they are complying with the instructions. We don't have any issue on our hand as we speak now. It is our hope that with the kind of arrangement that we have put in place, everything will be calm and orderly as we have started. And by 2 o'clock, when all is done, we will do what is expected of us by ensuring that the votes are counted and the declaration made.
So the IGP, prior to today's primary, indicated that at least 70 men would be deployed to, every polling station. Do we have 70 policemen here?
That's exactly what you are seeing here. We have 70 or more men as we are speaking here. As I've indicated, we have teams for rapid response. We have the Robocop team and the inner perimeter people, the outer perimeter people, and even a standby team. So these numbers are hitting the 70 or beyond. This particular constituency where I'm the supervising officer. So yes, we have about 70 or more police officers here.
Earlier, I saw someone. We saw a vehicle speedily moving out with the police instructing that the vehicle be given way. Are you able to tell us what really happened?
It's an elderly delegate who we are told came and was in a queue, and unfortunately, out of exhaustion, she encountered a medical challenge, but she's been whisked away as quickly as possible. We have spoken to them to agree among themselves so that when elderly people come, they can at least give them that benefit to go and cast their votes and exit.
Okay. All right. Speaking of that, though, we know that you are directly in charge of security and ensuring that everything moves on smoothly and in an orderly manner. But issues with first aid, health concerns, as this one, how is the police ready to respond to some of these, concerns?
We have
with the party hierarchy and what have you.
We have a medical standby team at the Committee 2 Police Headquarters, specifically for police officers who may have health challenges. Other arrangements that have been made for delegates, I cannot speak to that. But for the police, we have made arrangements for a medical team that are on standby now as we speak. So any police officer who may encounter any health challenge will definitely be attended to by the medical team who are on standby now as we speak at the Committee 2 police station.
What will be your immediate response to anyone who attempts doing anything untoward here?
We are going to ensure that that person is arrested swiftly and dealt with in accordance with the law. As I've indicated, our policy is de-escalation, but anybody who will come here to foment any trouble here, that person is going to be dealt with swiftly in accordance with the law, and we will do so without any fear or favor, evil or affection. And I can assure you that we are bent on doing. So those who are bent on coming here to come and foment any trouble, anybody who will come here and they know for being a macho man or come here to come and disrupt the process, we have rapid response teams here who are armed,
right,
and a Robocop team who are armed, a standby team who are also ready for them.
Interesting.
So we are just warning them that they better stay in their own corner, because if they come here, we have been given exclusive rights or permission to police this election. No other person has a right to usurp the powers of the police here. So we are going to ensure that anybody who comes here to come and do anything that will disrupt the process, to create any chaos here or confusion here, that person is arrested, dealt with.
Thank you.
Without any fear or favor, evil or affection.
Right, so you can confirm that the only security deployment here is the personnel from the Ghana Police Service, and that any person who comes here without uniform would be treated as an alien to the process?
We have the exclusive right. We have been tasked by the new Patriotic Party to police the elections. I don't know of any other security.
All right, so you heard there that is Fauzu Masawudu,
right,
who was engaging the head of security for the Tema West, Superintendent Tete, on the processes so far. I think they recorded a minor issue where somebody had a challenge, but was
an elderly person
yeah.
who probably had been standing too long had collapsed, or but they quickly rushed her away swiftly. So that's what he said. So that has been dealt with.
Yeah,
still NPP decides, and
right,
Breakfast Daily took a twist today. But let's go over to the NPP headquarters, right, where Hanson Ajuman, our colleague, is standing by to give us an update of what's happening there. Hanson. All right, so they're still trying to fix Hanson on. We spoke to him earlier at the NPP headquarters where he told us happenings there. We can go to Hanson live now. Hanson Ajuman, what's happening there at the NPP headquarters?
Let's just do the interview.
Hanson.
We have with us here the General Secretary of the NPP. General, I've seen that you've cast your ballot. What is your assessment of the process?
I thought you were going to ask me who I voted for.
Well, that is to you.
I voted for NPP. I voted for NPP. And at the end of the day,
I know you won't tell me who you voted for.
I voted for NPP.
No, but NPP is not on the ballot.
NPP will win.
But NPP is not on the ballot.
I can assure you.
NPP is not.
Electoral Commission starts declaring. You will know the NPP.
NPP is only an artificial human being.
No. I saw NPP symbol there and I voted for NPP.
Okay. NPP will get one. So that's why.
That would be my vote. Yes. But so far, so good. I'm very elated about the processes going on. And it tells you how the NPP has been set up. We believe in internal contest. We believe in competition. And in Ghana, history can never be mentioned, particularly under the Fourth Republic, without recalling the new Patriotic Party. This is something that we have been doing since 1992. And we are expecting that by the close of polls today and subsequent declaration of the results, the victor will be the new Patriotic Party. And I will use this opportunity to commend the Electoral Commission and also commend the Ghana Police Service. They have so far done a yeoman's job. Everything is going on orderly and smoothly. And that is what we expect. That internal contest, if we all had one mindset, there wouldn't have been any contest. We would have had what we refer to as acclamation. But because we have different preferences, that is why we are where we are now. But at the end of the day, the rank and file of our party must understand that the winner will be the new Patriotic Party. And just as I indicated during the sign of the peace path, I told the aspirants that whoever emerges as the winner, so Mutu cannot win the 2020 elections alone. The person needs the collaborative effort, the commitment of other stakeholders for us to work together with commitment, love and unity before we can win the elections in 2028.
What is the monitoring mechanism from your end with respect to the other voting centers?
Well, so far we've set up our own internal situation room at the party headquarters, and we are getting reports from all the polling stations, and where there are challenges there, we are in close contact with the Electoral Commission and all key stakeholders to address them as and when they come.
Have you received reports of any queuing challenges in areas like Dom Kwabenya?
Yes, but there shouldn't have been any issues there, because there was an agreement that where the voting population exceeds 500, then there's a need to create additional voting center. So if they adhere to that directive, we shouldn't have any queues in any of the constituencies.
At the moment, what are you going to do in areas where we are picking reports of these queuing challenges?
Well, so because of how we have set the reporting structure, we have to deal with the Electoral Commission, and the Electoral Commission will in turn communicate to their subordinate at the various regions and constituencies. So therefore, whenever issues come up, we liaise with the stakeholders and solutions are found.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.